Tonight, there is nowhere you need to go. Nothing you need to solve. Nothing you need to remember. You are simply listening. As you listen, your body can begin to soften. Your breathing can slow. Your thoughts can drift, without effort. Tonight, we travel back in time. Not to a moment of conflict. Not to a moment of urgency. But to a quiet night, in an ancient Muslim city. Where life moves gently, and the hours pass without pressure. The arrival of night, the sun has already slipped below the horizon. Its warmth lingers faintly in the stone walls, but the air has cooled. The sky is deep and wide, shaded in dark blues and soft grays. One by one, small oil lamps are lit across the city. Their glow is warm, steady, and unhurried. There are no bright signs here. No flashing lights. Only calm points of gold resting in windows and doorways. Night has arrived quietly, as it always does. A city built for stillness. This city was not built for speed. Its streets curve gently, guiding footsteps rather than demanding them. The stone beneath your feet is smooth, worn down by centuries of slow walking. Houses stand close together, their walls offering shade by day and shelter by night. The city feels enclosed, but not crowded. Protected. Held. Sound travels softly here. A cough. A footstep. The low murmur of a door closing. Nothing echoes loudly. Nothing demands attention. After the evening prayer, the final prayer of the day has ended. The mosque doors are closed now, but their presence remains. The air feels settled, as though the city itself has exhaled. Those who attended have returned home, walking in pairs or alone, their conversations quiet and brief. There is no rush to fill the night with noise. Night is respected here. A narrow street. Along a narrow street, a man walks slowly. He carries nothing. There is nowhere urgent he must be. His sandals make a soft sound against the stone. With each step, his shoulders loosen. He passes a row of small shops, their wooden shutters closed for the night. The scent of spices lingers faintly in the air, mixed with dust and oil. It is a familiar smell. Comforting. Unchanging. He pauses for a moment, listening. There is almost nothing to hear. And that is enough. Inside a modest home behind one of the simple doors. A small home glows softly. A single lamp lights the room. Its flame moves gently, casting slow shadows along the walls. A family sits together on woven mats. They have finished eating. The bowls are empty now, set aside carefully. The meal was simple. Bread, lentils, water. No one is thinking about tomorrow yet. Tonight belongs to rest. The rhythm of the evening. The mother folds a cloth, her movements slow and practiced. The father rinses his hands, letting the water drip back into a small basin. A child leans against a cushion. Eyes heavy, breathing already deepening. No one speaks loudly. Words, when used, are soft and brief. The lamp crackles faintly. Outside, a breeze moves through the street, cool and gentle. The home feels balanced. Still. A thought shared quietly. The father sits with his back against the wall. He does not lecture. He does not explain. He simply speaks a few calm words. The kind meant to settle the heart, not stir it. The child listens without effort. Understanding is not required. Only presence. Soon, even listening becomes unnecessary. Silence takes its place. The lamps of the city. Across the city, hundreds of small lamps glow. Each one marks a life slowing down. A merchant rests his tired legs. A craftsman sets aside his tools. A student closes a book. From above, the city looks like a quiet sky of its own, stars resting on the earth. Nothing flickers violently. Nothing strains. Everything holds steady. A student's night in a small room near the edge of the city. A young student prepares for sleep. His books are stacked neatly. Ink jars closed. Parchment rolled carefully. Learning will return with the sun. Tonight is not for effort. He stretches slowly, feeling the long day settle into his muscles. He kneels briefly, then rises again. No hurry. He lies down on a thin mattress, covered by a simple cloth. The lamp beside him dims, then fades into darkness. The sound of water somewhere nearby. Water moves quietly. A small fountain continues its work, as it always has. Drop by drop, moment by moment. Its sound does not interrupt the night. It belongs to it. The water does not rush. Neither should you. The market at rest by day. The market is alive with voices. By night, it sleeps. Stalls stand empty, their fabrics folded away. Wooden beams creak softly as they cool in the night air. The open space feels wide now, unclaimed by movement. The ground remembers footsteps, but does not ask for more. A cat on the wall along a low stone wall. A cat moves quietly. Its paws make no sound. It pauses, listening, then continues. The night belongs to creatures like this, those who know how to move without disturbance. The cat disappears into shadow. The wall remains. The sky above the sky stretches endlessly overhead. Stars rest calmly in place. There are no engines here. No lights passing overhead. Only the slow movement of the heavens, unnoticed by most, unchanged by urgency. Looking up feels grounding. The sky is wide. The city is small. And that is comforting. Time without pressure in this city. Time does not chase anyone. There are no alarms waiting to sound. No screens glowing in the dark. Hours pass like footsteps on sand, soft, brief, soon forgotten. Night is allowed to be long. Sleep is allowed to arrive slowly. A home near the gate near one of the city gates. An elderly man settles into his bed. His movements are careful, but unstrained. He has lived many nights like this. Each one different. Each one familiar. He adjusts his blanket, rests his head, and closes his eyes. There is nothing more he needs. The gate stands silent. The city gate remains closed. No travelers arrive at this hour. Its wooden doors stand firm, held by iron and time. Guards sit nearby, their posture relaxed. They are not alert with tension, but with patience. The night is calm. They match its mood, breathing with the city. If you could feel the city breathing, it would be slow and deep. Homes inhale silence. Streets exhale stillness. Every life inside it adjusts to the same rhythm. Your own breathing can follow along. In and out. Nothing forced. A final lamp in a distant home. A final lamp is extinguished. Darkness fills the room, not suddenly, but gently. The night welcomes it, drifting toward sleep as the city rests. There is no need for thought. No need for planning. The ancient walls remain strong. The lamps remain steady. The streets remain quiet. You are allowed to rest here, listening, without effort. The city does not ask anything of you. It simply exists. Soft ending, and so, the night continues. Unbroken. Unrushed. The ancient Muslim city sleeps, held by silence and time. And as it sleeps, you may sleep too. You are still here. There is no sudden change. No sharp beginning. The night continues exactly where it left off. The ancient city remains calm, wrapped in darkness, held by silence. If you are awake, you can listen. If you are drifting, that is perfectly fine too. There is nothing you must do. The deepest part of midnight has passed. This is the quietest hour. Most lamps are dim now. Their flames reduced to soft glows. The streets are almost empty. Even the air feels slower, cooler, more still. This is the hour when the city truly rests. A watchful silence high above the streets. The rooftops are dark and motionless. Clay tiles hold the day's remaining warmth. Nothing moves quickly here. If you listen closely, you might hear the faint sound of fabric shifting as someone turns in their sleep. The city does not disturb them. It protects their rest. A thought for the listener: crescent moon, soft engagement. As you listen to this quiet night, you may feel calm settling in. If this peaceful feeling is helpful to you, you can gently show your support. Not now, not urgently, but later. A simple gesture, a like, or a kind comment, can help this calm reach others who need it too. There is no rush. A lone lamp in the distance in one distant home. A lamp is still lit. An elderly woman sits quietly, hands resting in her lap. She is not working. She is not thinking deeply. She is simply awake. Some nights are like this. She listens to the quiet sounds of the city, a distant step, a breeze against wood. Eventually, even wakefulness grows tired. The courtyard well in a shared courtyard, a stone well stands silent. By day, people gather here. By night, it waits patiently. The rope rests against the stone, unmoving. The bucket hangs without purpose. Everything understands that now is not the time for effort. Sleep without distraction. There are no clocks ticking loudly. No glowing screens. No constant alerts. Only darkness, and the gentle passage of time. If your thoughts begin to wander, that is okay. Let them wander. They will slow down on their own. A student dreams. The young student, now deeply asleep, dreams quietly. Not of lessons or words, but of light and open space. His breathing is steady. His room remains dark and peaceful. Learning will return tomorrow. Tonight belongs to rest. A soft reminder to stay connected. Crescent moon, very gentle CTA. Many people listen to stories like this from different places, at different times. Some listen while lying awake. Some drift into sleep. If you ever wish to return to this calm, subscribing gently ensures these quiet nights are always nearby. No pressure, just an open door. The city's old stones. The stones beneath the city are ancient. They have felt countless footsteps, countless nights. They do not hurry. They simply hold everything gently. Even now, they support the sleeping homes above them. Steady, reliable. A breeze through the palms at the edge of the city. Palm trees sway softly. Their leaves whisper as the breeze passes through. The sound is barely noticeable, but comforting. Nature speaks quietly here. It does not demand attention. The guards at rest near the city gate. The guards sit calmly. They are awake, but relaxed. Their watch is peaceful tonight. No danger approaches. The gate stands silent. All is well. Sharing the calm crescent moon. Share prompt. Sleep safe. Peace is easier to hold when it is shared. If you know someone who struggles to rest at night, you may remember this place. Later, you can share this calm with them. For now, just listen. The long, gentle hour time stretches gently here. Minutes do not rush. They pass like slow clouds across the sky. Nothing pushes you forward. Nothing pulls you back. You are exactly where you need to be. A closed book in a scholar's home. A heavy book lies closed. Its pages are full of knowledge, but tonight, they rest. Wisdom does not disappear when books are closed. It waits patiently. Just like sleep. Breathing together, your breathing can match the night. Slow, even, comfortable. The city breathes with you. In and out. No effort required. A final gentle invitation. Crescent moon. Like and comment. If this story has brought you even a small sense of peace, you may leave a quiet comment later. A word, or even a simple symbol, can help others find this calm place too. There is no obligation. Only kindness. Approaching dawn, slowly far away, The horizon waits. Dawn will come in its own time. There is no need to hurry toward it. For now, the night still holds you. Settling deeper homes remain still. Streets remain empty. The sky remains wide and open. Nothing changes suddenly. Sleep deepens naturally. Soft ending, the ancient city remains at rest. Between midnight and dawn, everything slows. You are safe here. You are allowed to rest. And if sleep comes, let it come gently. If you are still listening, you are doing exactly what you need to do. There is no beginning now, and no ending. Only continuation. The ancient city remains quiet, unchanged, patient. The night stretches on, wide and forgiving. The deep silence, this part of the night feels heavier, but not uncomfortable. It is the kind of silence that wraps around everything. Most people are fully asleep now. Dreams move slowly through homes, unnoticed. The streets are empty, resting without expectation. A roof beneath the stars on a flat rooftop. A man sleeps beneath a light cloth. The stars above him are steady. He has slept this way many nights. The open air feels natural, familiar. A gentle breeze passes, cool against his skin. He does not wake. His breathing remains slow and even. The city without voices, there are no voices calling out. No laughter, no argument, no instruction. The city speaks only in subtle sounds now. The distant movement of air. The soft settling of wood and stone. Everything else is still. A resting caravan beyond the city walls. A small caravan rests. Animals lie quietly. Their movements minimal. Travelers sleep wrapped in blankets. Their journey paused until morning. The world outside the city sleeps too. Nothing presses forward. A quiet reminder, crescent moon, very soft. Many nights pass like this, unnoticed. Stories like this exist to preserve moments of calm. If this peaceful space matters to you, a gentle subscription later helps keep it alive. No urgency, just a quiet connection. The inner courtyard inside a large home. An inner courtyard rests under the sky. Moonlight touches the stone floor softly. A small tree stands motionless. Its leaves do not move. The courtyard holds the cool air, keeping the surrounding rooms comfortable. Architecture here understands rest. An empty prayer hall. The prayer hall is empty now. No footsteps cross its floor. The lamps are low. The space feels vast in its quiet. It does not feel lonely. It feels complete. Time without measurement. There are no clocks counting minutes. No bells. No signals. Time is felt, not measured. This allows the mind to loosen its grip. There is nothing to keep track of. A child sleeps deeply in a small home near the market. A child sleeps curled under a blanket. One hand rests near their face. Their dreams are simple. Their body feels heavy with rest. The night holds them gently. Many people, from many places, listen to this same quiet. If you ever wish to share how this calm feels, a simple comment later helps others find their way here. For now, just remain at ease. The old library in a building near the mosque. An old library stands closed. Shelves of knowledge rest in darkness. The wisdom inside does not disappear at night. It waits, just like morning. The cooling stone walls release the heat of the day. They cool slowly. This cooling feels like a deep exhale. The city relaxes further. So can you. No expectations. You are not expected to stay awake. You are not expected to listen carefully. Even drifting in and out is welcome. The story continues whether you hear it or not. A flicker. Then dark in one last home. A lamp flickers briefly. Then it goes dark. Darkness settles without resistance. The night watches over all. The sky remains unchanged. The stars do not rush. The night watches quietly over the city, over travelers, over sleepers. Nothing needs protection right now. Sharing the quiet crescent moon, share, gentle, peace grows when it is shared gently. If someone you care about needs calm nights, this place can be shared with them. Later, not now. The world at its slowest, this is the slowest moment. Between yesterday and tomorrow. Between effort and effort. A space where nothing is required. Your breathing may feel deeper now. Slower. That is natural. Let it continue on its own. Approaching the last hours of night far away, the horizon prepares quietly. But dawn is not here yet. There is still time to rest. Plenty of time. A final gentle presence, the city remains. Steady. Ancient. Calm. You are welcome here as long as you need. Soft closing, the night does not rush you. Sleep does not demand effort. The ancient city rests. And so may you. There is no clear beginning now. The story continues the way sleep does, without asking permission. The city has not changed. It does not need to. Night holds everything in place. The weight of deep night this hour feels heavier, but gentle. Like a warm blanket resting without pressure. Most dreams have slowed. Breathing across the city is deep and steady. Nothing stirs unnecessarily. A home wrapped in silence inside a thick-walled home, silence settles fully. The family sleeps. No one turns. No one speaks. The walls keep the night outside. And the calm inside. This kind of architecture was made for rest. A thought for those still awake, crescent moon, if you are still awake, that is okay. Some people listen to stories like this night after night. If this place has become familiar to you, a quiet like or subscription later helps keep it here. No reminder is needed now. Just calm. The city's memory, the city remembers countless nights like this. It remembers footsteps that are long gone. It remembers voices that once echoed softly. Yet tonight feels complete on its own. Nothing is missing. A sleeping market keeper. A market keeper sleeps on a simple bed. His hands are rough from work. Now they are still. Tomorrow will come when it comes. For now, his body takes what it needs. Moonlight in the alley. Moonlight reaches into a narrow alley. It touches stone, then fades. Even light moves slowly here. The calm beyond the walls, beyond the city. The land is quiet. Fields rest. Paths wait. There is no movement worth noting. The world itself seems to pause. A gentle connection. Crescent moon. Comment prompt. Some people find comfort knowing others are listening too. If you ever wish to share how this night feels to you, a simple comment later can quietly connect you to them. For now, remain where you are. The old teachers sleep. An old teacher sleeps deeply. Years of learning rest beside him. Knowledge does not leave at night. It sleeps too. No sound of time, no bells ring, no horns sound. Time passes without announcing itself. This allows rest to deepen naturally. The city breathing slowly. If the city could breathe, this is how it would sound. Slow, measured, unforced. Your body understands this rhythm. A door that does not open, a wooden door remains closed. It will open tomorrow. Tonight, it stays still. Everything knows when not to move. Sharing calm crescent moon. Share. Very soft. Peace does not lose its power when shared. If someone you care about needs quiet nights, this place can be shared later. Not now. Now is for rest. The last stretch of night. The night is not ending yet. There is no rush toward morning. Sleep still has room to deepen. Your thoughts can fade. You do not need to follow the story closely. You do not need to imagine clearly. Even listening without listening is enough. A city that holds you. The ancient city holds everything gently. Homes, streets, sleepers, listeners. It asks nothing in return. Soft closing the night remains calm. The city remains still. And wherever you are allowed to rest. Nothing needs to change, nothing has changed. And nothing needs to. The city remains exactly as it was moments ago, quiet, resting, unconcerned with time. This hour is not meant for action. It is meant for stillness. The softest part of night, this is the softest part of the night. Not the darkest, not the quietest, but the gentlest. The kind of quiet that feels warm, even in cool air. Dreams thin out here. Sleep becomes deeper, heavier, more complete. A window slightly open in one home. A small window is left open. Cool air moves through slowly. A curtain shifts almost imperceptibly. The person sleeping inside does not wake. The night knows how to pass through without disturbing anything. The city at its most honest. By day, cities perform. By night, they reveal who they truly are. This city is calm at its core. It does not rely on noise to feel alive. It lives comfortably in silence. A quiet thought for the listener: crescent moon. If you return to nights like this often, you are not alone. Many people find comfort here, night after night. When you choose to like or subscribe, even silently, you help keep this calm alive. There is no expectation, only quiet gratitude. The last lamp somewhere, a final lamp, burns low. Its flame is small now. It will fade soon, but not suddenly. Light leaves the night gently here. A guard near the gate, near the city gate, a guard shifts his weight slightly. He remains relaxed. The night has been peaceful. It still is. He watches without tension, without fear. Morning will arrive whether he watches or not. Stone and sky, stone walls rest beneath the open sky. They have done this for centuries. They will do it again tomorrow. Nothing is asked of them. They simply exist. Breathing without thought. Your breathing no longer needs attention. It moves on its own. Slow, natural. The night encourages this. So does the city. A shared quiet crescent moon. Comment prompt, very gentle. Some listeners leave quiet messages about how this calm feels to them. If you ever wish to do the same, a short comment later can help others feel less alone at night. For now, there is nothing to say. The world waiting beyond the horizon. Morning waits patiently. It does not interrupt. It understands that night has its own purpose. A child turns in sleep. A child turns slightly in their sleep, then settles again. The movement is brief. The night accepts it without change. No rush toward dawn. There is still time. Plenty of it. Sleep does not need to be rushed before morning. Rest is allowed to finish on its own terms. Sharing calm crescent moon. Share, whisper soft. If this quiet night might help someone you care about, you can share it later. Not now. Now is for rest. The city holding its breath. The city feels like it is holding its breath, not in tension, but in peace. Everything is balanced. Almost morning, but not yet. The sky will change soon. But not yet. The night still has space. Use it. Final drift. Thoughts soften. Edges blur. Awareness fades gently. You do not need to follow any words now. The story will continue whether you listen or sleep. Soft closing. The ancient city remains calm. The night remains kind. And you are allowed to rest completely. The night has not ended. The night has not ended yet. It is only changing its shade. Darkness loosens slowly, without breaking. Nothing wakes suddenly. The city remains wrapped in a gentle stillness. The coolest hour. This is the coolest hour of the night. Air feels clean, light, refreshing. Windows remain open. Breath moves easily through sleeping homes. The city feels rested, as if it has been given time to heal. A rooftop at dawn's edge. On a quiet rooftop, someone sleeps facing the sky. Stars begin to soften, one by one. They do not disappear all at once. Nothing here is abrupt. The sleeper does not notice the change. Sleep still holds them. The city's heart beats slowly, not loudly, not urgently. It has survived countless mornings. It knows this one will arrive when it is ready. A gentle thought for the listener. Crescent moon. Some people fall asleep quickly. Some drift slowly. Both are welcome here. If these quiet nights have become part of your routine, a gentle subscribe keeps them nearby, waiting whenever you need rest. No rush, just continuity. The first hint of light far on the horizon. The sky lightens slightly. Not bright. Not noticeable at first. Just a soft change. The night accepts it without resistance. A home begins to stir in one home. A man stirs briefly. Not awake. Just shifting. Sleep returns easily. The morning will wait. The streets remain empty. No footsteps. No voices. Only the faint sound of air moving between buildings. The city keeps its silence a little longer. A scholar's table on a low table. A book rests unopened. Its pages remain still. Knowledge waits patiently. It always has. Shared stillness. Crescent moon. Comment prompt, soft. Many listeners find comfort knowing others are resting too. If you ever wish to share how this calm feels, a quiet comment later helps this peaceful space grow. For now, there is nothing to express. The sky breathing in the sky seems to breathe inward. Light gathers slowly. No colors rush forward. Blue fades gently into gray. Everything happens at its own pace. A guard notices the change at the city gate. A guard notices the sky. He does not stand straighter. There is no alarm. He simply observes. Morning will come as it always does. The city at peace with time. The city does not fear morning. It does not cling to night. It moves with time, not against it. This makes rest feel complete. Breathing with the light. Your breathing remains slow. Even as light approaches, rest stays with you. There is no need to wake. There is no need to sleep deeper. Whatever happens naturally is enough. Sharing calm. Crescent moon. Share, very gentle. Peace like this is meant to be passed gently. If someone you care about needs nights like these, you can share this place later. Now is not the time. Now is for quiet. The world paused for a moment. The world feels paused. Between night and day. Between rest and movement. A perfect balance. Almost morning. The sky grows lighter. But the city remains still. Homes stay quiet. Sleep finishes its work. Final drift. You may still be awake. Or already asleep. Both are fine. The story continues quietly, whether heard or not. Soft closing. The ancient city welcomes the coming light without hurry. The night releases its hold gently. And wherever you are, you remain safe, calm, and at rest. Morning has arrived, but quietly. There is no sudden brightness, no sharp sound. The city does not wake all at once. It opens its eyes slowly. Soft light on stone. The sky is pale now. Not blue, not bright, just light enough to soften the edges of the city. Stone walls reflect a gentle glow. Nothing shines. Everything rests in balance. Homes still asleep. Most homes remain quiet. Doors stay closed. Curtains hang undisturbed. Inside, sleep finishes its work. Bodies rest deeply, unaware of the changing sky. A courtyard after dawn. In an inner courtyard, cool air lingers. The ground still holds the night's chill. A bird lands briefly on the wall, then flies away. No one notices. That is how gentle this morning is. A man walking slowly. One man walks through the street. His steps are unhurried. He is not late. He is not early. He simply moves with the morning. His presence does not disturb the quiet. A thought for the listener. Crescent moon. Some people drift off completely during these early moments. Others stay half awake, listening gently. If this calm helps your mornings or nights, a quiet like or subscription later helps keep these slow hours alive. No reminders now. Just calm. The city breathes again. The city breathes in softly. Air moves through alleys. Windows remain open. The morning feels clean, as if the night has washed everything. A shopkeeper waits. A shopkeeper sits inside his closed shop. He does not open it yet. He waits. Morning will tell him when it is time. There is no hurry. The sound of water returns somewhere. Water is drawn carefully, not loudly, just enough to mark the start of a day. The sound blends into the morning air. Shared calm. Crescent moon. Comment prompt, gentle. Many listeners find this hour comforting. If you ever wish to share how these quiet mornings feel, a short comment later can help others discover this place too. For now, nothing needs to be said. The market's still empty. The market remains empty. Stalls wait patiently. Fabric stays folded. Soon, voices will return. But not yet. A child wakes briefly in a small home. A child wakes for a moment. Eyes open, then close again. Sleep returns easily. Morning allows it. Light without pressure. The light grows stronger, but gently. No shadows rush away. No darkness is forced out. Everything changes with respect. A guard ends his watch at the city gate. A guard shifts position. His watch is nearly done. The night has passed peacefully. This is enough. Sharing peace. Crescent moon. Share. Very soft. If these slow mornings might help someone you care about, you can share this calm later. Not now. Now is for stillness. The city begins. Slowly a door opens quietly. Then another. Life begins to return, but carefully. The city remembers how to move without rushing. Your rest remains even as morning grows. Your rest remains valid. You do not need to wake. You do not need to sleep deeper. Whatever feels natural is right. Soft closing. The ancient city greets the morning with patience. The night has done its work. And whether you wake or sleep, calm stays with you. The day has begun. But gently. There is no announcement. No signal. Morning simply arrives and waits. Soft movements in homes inside the city. Small movements begin. A blanket is adjusted. A cup is lifted. No one speaks loudly. The morning respects the night that came before it. A door opens slowly. A wooden door opens. Not fully, just enough to let light enter. The hinge makes a soft sound. The person inside pauses, feeling the air. The morning feels calm. So they move calmly too. The street wakes carefully. The street wakes without noise. Footsteps are light. No one rushes past. The stone beneath their feet still holds the night's coolness. It feels grounding. A simple breakfast in one home. A simple breakfast is prepared. Bread. Water. Something warm. No one eats quickly. The day does not require speed. A thought for the listener. Crescent moon. Some people listen to this as their day begins. Others drift back into sleep. Both are welcome. If this slow pace brings peace to you, a quiet like or subscription later helps keep this calm alive. No action is needed now. The market gathers slowly. The market does not burst into life. It stretches. One stall opens. Then another. Fabric is laid out carefully. Voices remain low. The morning keeps its softness. A man sweeps the street. A man sweeps dust from the street. His movements are steady. There is no rush to finish. He knows the street will always need care. Water in the courtyard. In a courtyard, water is poured gently. The sound is soft. It blends with the morning air. Nothing stands out. Shared presence. Crescent moon. Comment prompt. Gentle. Many listeners enjoy knowing they are not alone in these quiet hours. If you ever feel like sharing how this calm fits into your day or night, a short comment later can help others find this place too. For now, rest in the moment. The city fully awake, but calm. The city is awake now, but calm. No shouting, no urgency. People move as if they have all agreed to go slowly. A child walks beside a parent. A child walks beside a parent. They do not speak. They do not need to. Their steps match. The street welcomes them. Light settles in. The sun rises higher. Light fills spaces without forcing anything out. Shadows shorten slowly. Nothing feels sudden. A guard leaves the gate. The guard steps away from the gate. His duty is done. The city is safe. It always was. Sharing calm crescent moon. Share, soft, peace like this does not belong to one person. If someone you care about might need slow mornings or quiet nights, this place can be shared later. Not now. Now is still gentle. Your pace is yours. You do not need to match the city. You do not need to wake or sleep at any specific moment. The story does not require attention. It only offers space. The morning continues. The city continues its day. Slowly, naturally, nothing dramatic happens. And that is why it feels safe. Soft closing. The ancient city moves through its morning without haste. The night has passed, but its calm remains. And wherever you are allowed to take the day slowly. The day has fully arrived. And then, nothing special happens. This is how peace survives. Work without pressure. People work quietly. Hands move. Eyes focus. There is no rush to finish. Tasks are completed one small step at a time. The sound of paper turns slowly. A pen rests between fingers. Thoughts move gently. No deadlines shout. Time feels wide. A walk through shade. Someone walks through shaded streets. The sun is warm, but not harsh. Walls provide comfort. The walk has no destination that matters. A resting animal. An animal lies in the shade. Eyes half closed. Breathing slow. It trusts the world enough to rest. Listener reminder. Crescent moon. Soft like prompt. If this calm daytime routine helps you relax or focus, a gentle light later tells this space to continue. No pressure, only ease. The market at its quietest. The market works efficiently. Buy, sell, wait. Voices stay low. No one competes loudly. Everything flows without effort. Midday pause. Midday arrives. Movement slows further. Some sit, some rest, some simply exist. This is allowed. Shared stillness. Crescent moon. Comment prompt. Many listeners use this part for background rest or sleep. If you ever wish to say how it helps, a quiet comment later keeps this calm alive. Now is not for typing. Now is for being. The sun moves on. The sun moves. Shadows shift. No one notices exactly when. Time does not announce itself. The day continues. The day continues without drama. And peace remains intact. The day grows tired. Not suddenly. Gradually. Movement slows without instruction. Work comes to a natural end. Hands stop working. Not because they must. Because they are done. There is no announcement. Just completion. The light softens. The sun lowers. Light turns warm. Edges blur slightly. The city welcomes this change. Walking home slowly. People walk home. No one rushes. The day has given enough. Evening asks for nothing. A meal prepared quietly. A meal is prepared. Simple. Familiar. There is comfort in repetition. No celebration. Just nourishment. Listener thought. Crescent moon. Subscribe prompt. Whisper level. If these long, uneventful hours have become part of your rest, a gentle subscription later keeps them waiting for you. No urgency. They will be here. Children grow quiet, children slow down. Energy fades softly. Voices lower naturally. Even excitement knows when to rest. The first lamps appear, a lamp is lit. Then another. Light returns in a softer form. The city prepares for night. Shared calm crescent moon. Share prompt. If someone you know needs nights like this calm can be shared later. Now is not for sending. Now is for settling. Evening breath, the city breathes out. Tension leaves with the light. Nothing presses forward. Everything loosens. The sky changes again, colors shift. Blue deepens. Stars prepare quietly. The cycle continues. Soft closing, the day ends without resistance. The night will return gently. And wherever you are allowed to slow down. Returns gently, night returns. Not suddenly, not forcefully. It arrives the way it always does, without asking for attention. The sky deepens, the sky darkens slowly. Blue turns to deep indigo. Stars appear one by one. No light competes with them. They are allowed to exist quietly. Homes close inward, doors close softly. Windows settle. Inside homes, movement fades. The day releases its grip. A lamp left on in one room, a lamp remains on. Its light is warm, not meant to wake, only to comfort. The streets empty again, streets empty. Footsteps disappear. The city folds into itself. It knows how to rest. Listener drift, crescent moon, barely a prompt. If you're still listening, you're already doing enough. There is nothing to respond to, nothing to remember. Just let the sound exist. Breathing slows naturally. No instruction needed. Your body remembers how to rest. A guard at the gate, a guard stands quietly, still, observant. The night feels safe. It always does. The sound of fabric somewhere. Fabric moves softly. A blanket adjusted. A body turning. Sleep deepens. Shared quiet crescent moon, many listeners fall asleep here. If this space has become familiar, it will wait for you again. No commitment required. Time loses shape, minutes stretch. Or disappear? It no longer matters. The night does not measure itself. The city dreams, Not loudly, not clearly, just enough to continue being whole. Your thoughts fade, thoughts slow. Edges blur. Nothing needs solving. Nothing needs planning. The night holds everything. The night holds homes, streets, breathing bodies, and drifting minds. Nothing falls. Nothing breaks. Almost nothing happens, and then, almost nothing happens. And that is enough. Soft closing, the night settles fully. The world rests. And wherever you are allowed to let go. The night is fully settled now. Nothing is arriving. Nothing is leaving. Everything that needed to happen has already happened. The sky is dark, but not heavy. Stars rest in their places, unchanging. They do not flicker urgently. They simply remain. Inside the city, homes are quiet. Doors are closed. Lights are low, or completely gone. Sleep fills the spaces where noise once lived. Breathing is slow here. Not controlled. Not guided. Just natural. The body remembers how to rest without being told. Somewhere far away, a sound exists. Not clear enough to identify. Not loud enough to disturb. It blends into the night and disappears again. If you are still listening, there is nothing required of you. No focus. No effort. Sound can pass through you without stopping. Time feels different now. Minutes do not line up. They soften, stretch, or fade. The night does not keep count. A blanket rests gently. Its weight is familiar. Comfort does not need explanation. Thoughts appear less often. When they do, they leave quickly. Nothing stays long enough to matter. The city feels protected. Not guarded aggressively, just held. Like something trusted to continue on its own. Many people are sleeping now. You are not alone in this quiet. Even if you are awake, you are sharing the stillness. If this calm has become part of your routine, you may return to it any time. It does not disappear. It waits. The night does not ask questions. It does not expect answers. It simply allows rest to happen. Breathing remains steady. Muscles soften. The space around you feels safe enough to let go. Nothing important is being missed. Nothing urgent is happening. The world can continue without your attention. And so the night remains. Quiet. Wide. Complete. The night continues without changing its tone. There is no new beginning here. No ending either. Only continuation. Darkness feels settled now. Not heavy. Not empty. Just complete. The sky holds its shape. Stars stay where they are. Nothing moves quickly enough to be noticed. Inside the city, sleep has taken over fully. Rooms are still. Beds hold resting bodies without effort. Breathing is quiet. So quiet it barely feels like movement. In and out. Without thought. If sound drifts in, it passes through. It does not need to be understood. It does not need to be followed. Time loosens further. It no longer moves forward. It simply exists around you. The night air feels cool. Comfortable. Like something familiar you do not need to name. Thoughts are rare now. When they appear, they feel distant. As if they belong to someone else. The city does not dream loudly. Its dreams are soft, unfocused, and calm. Somewhere, a light remains on. Not for a reason. Just because. And that is enough. If these quiet moments have become part of your rest, they will be here again. There is no schedule. Nothing needs your attention. Nothing needs your reaction. You are allowed to remain exactly as you are. Muscles soften further. Jaw relaxes. Hands rest naturally. The space around you feels wide. There is room to rest. Room to breathe. Room to let go. The night does not rush. It does not expect morning. It simply holds this moment gently. Even awareness can fade. Listening is optional now. Sleep is welcome. The city remains safe. The world remains steady. You do not need to watch. And so, almost nothing happens. And that is perfect. The night remains. Not because it must, but because nothing replaces it yet. Darkness feels smooth now. There are no sharp edges. Everything blends softly. The sky is steady. Stars no longer arrive. They simply are. Inside the city, sleep has settled deeply. No movement. No adjustment. Rest has found its place. Breathing is almost unnoticeable. Gentle. Automatic. You do not follow it. It follows itself. Sound feels distant. As if it comes from far away. It does not ask for attention. Time feels thin. Not long. Not short. Just quiet. The night air holds everything evenly. Nothing is heavier than anything else. Thoughts have slowed to a near stop. If one appears, it fades before finishing. The city's presence is calm. It exists without effort. Without memory. If you are still listening, there is nothing to hold on to. Nothing to respond to. You can let the words pass like air. Muscles are loose now. No tension remains worth noticing. The space around you feels safe. Wide. Uninterrupted. Even awareness feels optional. You can keep it, or let it go. Both are fine. The night asks for nothing. It gives rest without conditions. The city continues to exist without being watched. Nothing important is happening. Nothing is missing. And so the quiet remains. Complete. The night is complete now. There is nothing left to arrive. Nothing left to fade. Everything that exists is already here. Darkness feels even. Not thick, not thin, just steady. The sky holds still. Stars are quiet. They do not shine harder. They do not dim. They simply remain where they are. Inside the city, sleep has settled everywhere. Not lightly, deeply. As if the world itself has exhaled and decided to rest. Homes are silent. Rooms are dark. Corners soften. Nothing moves enough to be noticed. Breathing happens on its own. Slow. Consistent. You do not need to follow it. You do not need to adjust it. The body knows what to do. Sound exists only as texture now. Not words. Not meaning. Just presence. It passes through without stopping. Time no longer stretches forward. It spreads outward. Like a wide, calm space with no direction. The night air feels balanced. Neither warm nor cool. Comfort does not need contrast. Thoughts have nearly stopped. If one appears, it feels distant. Unimportant. It dissolves before becoming clear. The city does not hold memory right now. It does not plan. It does not reflect. It simply exists in this quiet state. If awareness remains, it is soft. If it fades, that is welcome too. Nothing is required. Muscles have released. Shoulders rest. Hands are still. Face is neutral. There is nothing left to hold. The space around you feels open. Unthreatening. Wide enough to disappear into. Nothing needs to be solved. Nothing needs to be remembered. The world continues without your attention. Somewhere far away, a sound might exist. It does not approach. It does not linger. It blends into the quiet and is gone. The night feels protective. Not alert. Not watchful. Just stable. Many people are sleeping now. You are sharing this stillness whether you know it or not. If you return to this place again, it will feel familiar. Because it does not change. Breathing remains slow. Effortless. Each breath unremarkable and perfect. Awareness thins. Edges blur. The idea of listening becomes optional. The city continues without movement. Without sound. Without intention. Nothing important is happening. Nothing important needs to happen. The night does not ask how long you will stay. It does not measure rest. Even the idea of time feels unnecessary. There is no reason to wake. No reason to stay awake. The quiet holds. Evenly. Gently. If sleep comes, it comes naturally. If it is already here, it deepens. The world is steady. The night is wide. You are safe to let go. And so, nothing more is needed. The night is already here. There is no transition anymore. No edge between moments. Only a steady presence. Darkness feels complete. Not closing in. Not opening out. Just existing. The sky does not change. Stars remain distant, quiet, unchanging. They do not draw attention. They simply are. The city is fully asleep now. Not lightly, not briefly, deeply. As if the city itself has forgotten how to move. Homes are still. Walls hold warmth. Rooms feel settled, as if they have always been this way. Breathing happens slowly. In and out. Without instruction. Without effort. Your body does this better than thought ever could. Sound exists as a background texture. Not words. Not meaning. Just a soft layer that fills the silence without breaking it. Time does not move forward anymore. It spreads. Wide. Open. There is no direction to follow. The night air feels balanced. Neither warm nor cool. Comfort without contrast. Thoughts have become rare. And when they appear, they feel thin. Unfinished. They fade before forming. The city does not remember the day. It does not anticipate morning. It exists only now. If awareness remains, it floats. If it fades, nothing is lost. Both are welcome. Muscles have softened completely. There is no tension worth naming. Even the idea of relaxation is unnecessary now. Your face is neutral, jaw relaxed, eyes heavy. Everything rests where it naturally falls. The space around you feels wide and safe. There is room to disappear. Nothing needs to be solved. Nothing needs to be decided. The world continues without your attention. Somewhere far away, a faint sound might exist. It does not approach. It does not linger. It blends into the quiet and dissolves. The night feels steady, not alert, not watchful, just stable. Many people are sleeping now. Different places, different times, sharing the same stillness. You do not need to stay present. Listening is optional. Drifting is allowed. Breathing remains slow, effortless. Each breath unremarkable and complete. Awareness grows softer. Edges blur. The sense of space loses shape. The city remains, but without detail. Just a feeling of safety. Nothing important is happening. Nothing important needs to happen. The night does not ask how long you will stay. It does not measure rest. Even the idea of time feels distant. Unnecessary. There is no reason to wake. No reason to stay awake. Quiet continues. Unbroken. If sleep deepens, it does so naturally. If it is already deep, it stays that way. The world is steady. The night is wide. Breathing continues. Slow. Soft. The idea of listening fades further. Words become texture, then background, then almost nothing. The city holds its shape without being observed. Nothing presses forward. Nothing pulls away. The night simply holds. You are safe to let go. And so the quiet continues. Long pause feeling. There is no change. And that is comfort. The darkness remains even. The sky remains distant. The city remains asleep. Breathing continues. Everything unnecessary has already faded. Nothing new arrives. Nothing leaves. Rest deepens without instruction. You do not need to follow anything. You do not need to respond. The night remains. And remains. And remains. The night has settled so deeply that even the idea of change feels far away. There is no beginning here. No middle. No ending. Only continuation. Darkness is even now. Not layered. Not textured. Just present. It does not press against anything. It does not pull away. It simply exists without effort. The sky feels distant. Not above. Not below. Just somewhere that does not need attention. Stars are there, but they are not announcing themselves. They have nothing to say. The city is asleep. Not lightly. Not temporarily. Completely. As if sleep itself has become the city. Homes are quiet. Rooms are dark. Corners soften into shadow. Nothing moves enough to matter. Breathing happens slowly. So slowly that it feels almost still. In. Out. Without rhythm that needs noticing. You do not need to guide it. You do not need to follow it. The body has done this many times before. Sound is no longer information. It is texture. A soft layer that fills space without asking anything from you. Time has loosened completely. It is no longer a line. It is not moving forward. It is not moving backward. It feels wide. Spread out. Unmeasured. The night air feels balanced. Neither warm nor cool. Neither heavy nor light. Comfort exists without contrast. Thoughts have thinned. They appear less often. And when they do, they feel unfinished. They fade before becoming clear. The city does not remember the day. It does not anticipate morning. It exists only here. Only now. If awareness remains, it floats gently. If it fades, nothing is lost. There is no correct state. Muscles have softened completely. Shoulders rest. Jaw is loose. Hands lie naturally. Nothing is being held. The face feels neutral. Not smiling. Not tense. Just relaxed. The space around you feels open. Wide. Safe enough to disappear into. Nothing needs to be solved. Nothing needs to be prepared. The world continues without your attention. Somewhere very far away, a sound might exist. It does not approach. It does not linger. It dissolves before it can be identified. The night feels steady. Not alert. Not watchful. Just stable. Many people are sleeping now. Different places. Different lives. Sharing the same stillness. You do not need to stay present. Listening is optional. Drifting is welcome. Breathing remains slow. Effortless. Unremarkable. Perfect. Awareness grows softer. Edges blur. The idea of space loses shape. The city remains, but without detail. Only a sense of safety remains. Nothing important is happening. Nothing important needs to happen. The night does not ask how long you will stay. It does not measure rest. Even the idea of time feels unnecessary now. There is no reason to wake. No reason to stay awake. Quiet continues. Unbroken. If sleep deepens, it does so naturally. If it is already deep, it stays. The world is steady. The night is wide. Breathing continues. Slow. Soft. Words lose importance. They become background. Then texture. Then almost nothing. The city holds its shape without being observed. Nothing presses forward. Nothing pulls away. The night simply holds. You are safe to let go. And so the quiet continues. Long pause feeling. Nothing changes. And that is comfort. Darkness remains even. The sky remains distant. The city remains asleep. Breathing continues. Everything unnecessary has already faded. Nothing new arrives. Nothing leaves. Rest deepens without instruction. You do not need to follow anything. You do not need to respond. The night remains. And remains. And remains. There is no signal. No transition. No ending. Only rest. Only quiet. Only continuation. The night continues without shifting its shape. Nothing arrives. Nothing finishes. Darkness feels level now. Not deep. Not shallow. Just even. There is no edge between moments. Everything blends. The sky feels far away. Not above you. Not around you. Just distant enough to be irrelevant. Stars exist without effort. They do not shine louder. They do not fade. They simply remain. The city is still asleep. Not resting. Not pausing. Sleeping. As if movement no longer exists here. Homes are silent. Rooms feel settled. Nothing inside them expects anything. Breathing continues. In. Out. Slow enough to forget. You do not notice when one breath ends and the next begins. Sound is present only as softness. It carries no meaning. It does not form ideas. Time feels wide. It does not pass. It does not stay. It simply spreads. The night air feels neutral. No temperature. No contrast. Comfort without explanation. Thoughts are rare. When one appears, it feels distant. As if it belongs to another place. It dissolves before becoming clear. The city does not remember. It does not imagine. It exists without direction. Awareness feels light. Like something that can drift away without being missed. If awareness fades, nothing is lost. If it stays, it floats. Muscles rest naturally. No effort. No release needed. The body is still. not rigid, just settled. The space around you feels open, safe, wide enough to disappear into. Nothing needs attention. Nothing needs response. Somewhere far away, a sound may exist. It does not travel. It does not linger. It blends into silence and is gone. The night feels steady, not protective, not alert, just stable. Many people are sleeping now. Different times, different places, same stillness. Listening is optional. Drifting is natural. Breathing remains slow, automatic, unremarkable. The idea of direction has faded. Up and down do not matter. The city remains without detail. Only safety remains. Nothing important is happening. Nothing important needs to happen. The night does not ask how long this will last. Time feels unnecessary. Quiet continues, unbroken. If sleep deepens, it deepens gently. If it is already deep, it stays. The world remains steady. Words become texture, then background, then almost nothing. The sense of listening softens. The city holds itself without observation. Nothing presses forward. Nothing pulls away. The night simply holds. You are safe to let go further. Long pause feeling. Nothing changes. Darkness remains even. The sky remains distant. Breathing continues. Everything unnecessary has faded already. No signal arrives. No ending appears. Rest continues without instruction. You do not need to follow. You do not need to stay. The night remains, and remains, and remains, still, quiet, unmoving. The night is already complete. There is nothing new arriving into it. Nothing old is leaving. Everything that exists has settled into its place. Darkness feels smooth now. Not layered. Not deepening. Just even. As if it has always been this way. The sky does not change. It does not brighten. It does not darken. It simply remains where it is. Stars are present without effort. They do not announce themselves. They do not invite attention. They exist quietly, far away, unconcerned. The city is asleep. Not pausing. Not resting lightly. Sleeping deeply. As if the idea of movement has been forgotten. Homes are silent. Walls feel steady. Rooms feel settled. Nothing inside them expects anything. Breathing continues on its own. Slow, soft, unremarkable. You do not need to notice when one breath ends and another begins. The body handles this without help. Sound exists now only as a soft layer. Not as meaning. Not as language. Just texture. Time has lost its direction. It is no longer moving forward. It is no longer moving backward. It feels wide. Spread out. Unmeasured. The night air feels balanced. Neither warm nor cool. Comfort without contrast. Thoughts are rare. And when one appears, it feels distant. Incomplete. It fades before forming fully. The city does not remember the day. It does not prepare for morning. It exists only now. Awareness feels light. Like something that can drift away without consequence. If awareness fades, nothing is lost. If it stays, it floats. Muscles rest naturally. No tension remains worth naming. The body has settled into its most comfortable position. The face feels neutral. Jaw relaxed. Eyes heavy. Everything rests where it belongs. The space around you feels wide. Open. Safe. Wide enough to disappear into. Nothing needs to be solved. Nothing needs to be planned. The world continues without your attention. Somewhere very far away, a sound might exist. It does not approach. It does not linger. It dissolves before it can be understood. The night feels steady. Not alert. Not watchful. Just stable. Many people are sleeping now. Different countries, different times, different lives. Sharing the same stillness. Listening is optional. Drifting is welcome. Breathing remains slow, effortless, perfect in its simplicity. Awareness softens further. Edges blur. The idea of space loses clarity. The city remains, but without detail. Only a sense of safety remains. Nothing important is happening. Nothing important needs to happen. The night does not ask how long this will last. It does not measure rest. The idea of time feels unnecessary. Quiet continues, unbroken. If sleep deepens, it deepens gently. If it is already deep, it stays. The world is steady. The night is wide. Words begin to lose importance. They soften, they blur, they become background. The idea of listening becomes optional. The city holds its shape without being observed. Nothing presses forward. Nothing pulls away. The night simply holds. You are safe to let go further. Long pause feeling. Nothing changes. Darkness remains even. The sky remains distant. Breathing continues. Everything unnecessary has already faded. Nothing new arrives. Nothing leaves. Rest continues without instruction. You do not need to follow. You do not need to stay. The night remains. And remains. And remains. Still. Quiet. Unmoving. The body sinks deeper into rest. Not falling. Not drifting. Just settling. The idea of effort no longer applies. There is no reason to wake. No reason to remain aware. The night accepts whatever happens. Sleep deepens without being noticed. The world feels far away. Even the idea of world feels distant. Only rest remains. Only quiet. Only continuation. Breathing continues. Slow. Soft. Automatic. The city dreams softly. Not images. Not stories. Just presence. The night does not react. It does not respond. It simply continues. There is no ending here. No signal. No transition. Only stillness. Only rest. Only the quiet that does not move. The night has settled beyond change. There is no sense of arrival anymore. No sense of departure. Everything that exists has already found its place. Darkness is no longer something that surrounds. It feels like the natural state. Smooth. Even. Uninterrupted. The sky does not feel distant because distance no longer matters. Stars exist without effort. Without brightness. Without meaning. They are simply there. The city is asleep. Not in phases. Not lightly. Completely. As if the city itself has forgotten the concept of movement. Homes are quiet. Walls are still. Rooms are settled in a way that feels permanent. Nothing inside them expects anything. Breathing continues without rhythm that needs attention. In. Out. So gentle that it almost disappears. You do not notice when one breath ends and another begins. The body handles it without thought. Sound exists only as a soft presence. Not as words. Not as ideas. Just texture. Like distant air moving through space. Time has dissolved. It no longer passes. It no longer waits. It spreads. Wide. Unmeasured. The night air feels neutral. Not cool. Not warm. Comfort without contrast. Thoughts have thinned almost completely. When one appears, it feels unfinished. It fades before forming shape. The city does not remember the day. It does not anticipate morning. It exists only here. Only now. Awareness feels light. Optional. Like something that can drift away without consequence. If awareness fades, nothing is lost. If it remains, it floats quietly. Muscles have softened fully. There is no tension left worth naming. The body has settled into its most natural position. The face is neutral. Jaw loose. Eyes heavy. Nothing is being held. The space around you feels wide. Open. Safe. Wide enough to disappear into. Nothing needs to be solved. Nothing needs to be remembered. The world continues without your attention. Somewhere very far away, a sound may exist. It does not approach. It does not stay. It dissolves before becoming clear. The night feels steady, not alert, not watchful, just stable. Many people are sleeping now. Different places, different times, different lives, sharing the same stillness. Listening is optional. Drifting is natural. Breathing remains slow, effortless, automatic. Awareness softens further. Edges blur. The idea of space loses definition. The city remains without detail. Only a feeling of safety remains. Nothing important is happening. Nothing important needs to happen. The night does not measure rest. It does not track time. Even the idea of time feels unnecessary. Quiet continues, unbroken. If sleep deepens, it does so gently. If it is already deep, it stays. The world feels steady. The night feels wide. Words lose importance. They soften. They blur. They become background. The idea of listening fades further. The city holds itself without observation. Nothing presses forward. Nothing pulls away. The night simply holds. You are safe to let go completely. Long pause feeling. Nothing changes. And that is comfort. Darkness remains even. The sky remains distant. Breathing continues. Everything unnecessary has already faded. No signal arrives. No transition appears. Rest continues without instruction. You do not need to follow. You do not need to stay aware. The night remains. And remains. And remains. Still. Quiet. Unmoving. The body sinks deeper into rest. Not falling. Not drifting. Just settling. The idea of effort no longer exists. There is no reason to wake. No reason to resist sleep. The night accepts whatever happens. Sleep deepens without being noticed. The world feels far away. Even the idea of world feels distant. Only rest remains. Only quiet. Only continuation. Breathing continues. Slow. Soft. Automatic. The city dreams softly. Not images. Not stories. Just presence. The night does not respond. It does not react. It simply continues. There is no ending here. No signal. No cue. Only stillness. Only rest. Only the silence that has no edge. Extended pause feeling. The quiet stretches without thinning. Nothing interrupts. Nothing shifts. Everything remains exactly enough. The night does not ask how long this will last. It does not need an answer. The body rests. The mind rests. Awareness rests. Everything rests without being told to. And so the night continues. Not forward, not backward, just here, just now, just rest. In the soft glow of the moonlight, the small village lay quietly, its narrow lanes and humble homes bathed in silver light. The gentle rustle of palm leaves whispered tales of generations past, carrying memories of devotion, perseverance, and quiet resilience. In one modest home, an elderly man named Suleiman sat by the window, reciting softly the stories of the prophets to his grandchildren. Each word, carefully chosen, fell like a drop of honey into their eager ears, soothing their restless minds. He spoke of the journey of Prophet Yunus, swallowed by the great whale, and how his patience and faith never wavered, even in the darkest depths of the ocean. The children, eyes half closed, Imagine the vast waters, the gentle sway of the whale, and the tender mercy of Allah that guided Yunus safely back to land. Outside, the night breeze carried the distant sound of a river flowing, reminding everyone that life moves quietly, and that faith can illuminate even the darkest moments. Suleiman paused to sip his warm tea, letting the silence linger for a moment. Before beginning the next story, the tale of a merchant whose honesty and kindness led him to unimaginable blessings, despite the hardships he endured. With each story, the children's breathing slowed, the tension of the day slipping away, leaving only a peaceful calm that wrapped the home like a soft blanket. As the hours drifted on, Suleiman recounted the journey of Prophet Musa, wandering in the wilderness, seeking the guidance of Allah, and facing trials that tested his courage and wisdom. The children pictured the vast deserts, the golden sands stretching endlessly under the scorching sun, and the cool shade of hidden palms where weary travelers found rest. Suleiman's words painted a world where patience, faith, and compassion were not just virtues, but lifelines that sustained every soul. Outside, the village remained hushed, with only the soft croak of distant frogs and the occasional flutter of a night bird reminding the listeners that life continued in gentle rhythms. The stories unfolded slowly, deliberately, as if the night itself wished to absorb the lessons and cradle them into the hearts of the young. The steady cadence of Suleiman's voice blended seamlessly with the sounds of the night, creating a cocoon of serenity and spiritual reflection that seemed to stretch beyond time. The night deepened further, and the silver glow of the moon now seemed to linger gently over the rooftops, as if it too were listening to Suleiman's stories. The children, now resting their heads on soft cushions, felt the warmth of their grandfather's presence wrap around them like a protective cloak. Suleiman continued, his voice steady, yet soft, guiding them into a world where faith, patience, and understanding were treasures more valuable than gold. He began with the tale of Prophet Ibrahim, who faced the greatest trials with unwavering trust in Allah. The children imagined the fire blazing around Ibrahim, yet he stood unharmed, protected by divine mercy. Suleiman described in detail the courage it took to follow the truth, to remain steadfast when the world turns against you, and how devotion to Allah can light even the darkest paths. The gentle cadence of his words seemed to echo through the village streets, blending with the night wind that rustled through the date palms. Then came the story of a humble shepherd who, despite owning nothing of great value, shared his blessings with travelers, the poor, and even strangers. His acts of kindness, Suleiman explained, were the true wealth of a believer. The children pictured the shepherd guiding his small flock across rolling hills, offering water to weary travelers, and sharing bread with those who had none. They could feel the peace that comes from giving selflessly, the quiet joy that fills a heart when one's actions are guided by compassion and faith. Suleiman paused, watching as the youngest child's eyes fluttered closed, and then continued with the story of the city of Baghdad, a place of learning and enlightenment during the golden age of Islam. He described scholars poring over books, scribes meticulously copying texts, and the quiet hum of knowledge filling the streets and homes. The children imagined themselves walking through the city's bustling markets, hearing the call to prayer echo over rooftops, and feeling the harmony between daily life and spiritual devotion. The night seemed to stretch endlessly, each moment infused with calmness and reflection. Suleiman's stories, long and winding, were not meant to excite or startle, but to soothe, to teach, and to lull the listeners into a sense of deep tranquility. Each lesson of the prophets, each tale of patience and kindness, was a thread in the fabric of the children's dreams, weaving a tapestry of wisdom and serenity that would guide them in the days to come. As the night deepened further, the stars above twinkled softly, like tiny lanterns in the vastness of the sky. Sulayman's voice continued its steady rhythm, carrying the children along into distant lands and ancient times. He began recounting the journey of Prophet Yusuf, whose life was full of trials, betrayals, and eventual triumph through patience and steadfast faith. The children imagined the grand palace of Egypt, the quiet beauty of the Nile, and the intricate tapestry of fate that guided Yusuf from hardship to honor. Sulayman described the jealousy of Yusuf's brothers, the darkness of the well, and the moments of despair he endured. Yet, each event was softened by the enduring mercy of Allah, a constant thread weaving through every sorrow. The children's eyes widened at the imagined scenes, but their minds remained calm. For Sulayman narrated not with fear, but with gentle reverence and thoughtful pauses that allowed each lesson to settle into their hearts. He then moved to the story of a simple merchant in a distant city, whose honesty in trade brought him unexpected blessings. Sulayman's words painted the bustling markets, the aroma of spices, and the gentle bargaining of goods. But above all, he emphasized that wealth comes not from gold or silver, but from integrity, generosity, and trust in Allah's plan. The children pictured the merchant smiling as he helped a poor traveler, understanding that small acts of kindness carry great rewards. Outside, the village remained hushed. The distant river flowed like a silver ribbon in the moonlight, and the wind whispered through the date palms, as if carrying Sulayman's stories into the night. Even the crickets and nightbirds seemed to join in the harmony, their sounds blending into a soft lullaby. Sulayman's voice then shifted to the tale of a young scholar in Cordoba, whose nights were spent studying by candlelight. He meticulously copied manuscripts, wrote notes, and shared knowledge with anyone who sought it. Sulayman explained how the pursuit of knowledge, when paired with humility and devotion, becomes a sacred act. The children imagined themselves wandering through the quiet streets of Cordoba, the air rich with the scent of orange blossoms, and feeling the serene balance between learning, faith, and community. By now, the children's breathing had slowed, their minds drifting gently along the river of Sulayman's words. Each story was a gentle wave, carrying them further into a peaceful, reflective sleep. The night continued, infinite and serene, with every tale planting seeds of faith, patience, and kindness deep within their hearts. The gentle glow of the moon continued to illuminate the quiet village, casting long, soft shadows across the cobblestone paths and humble homes. Sulayman's voice carried through the night air, slow and measured, each word a gentle brushstroke painting scenes of patience, devotion, and divine wisdom. He began the story of Prophet Dawood, the king and judge whose voice echoed with wisdom and mercy. Sulayman described how Dawood listened carefully to every plea, weighed every decision with justice, and found solace in prayer and reflection. The children imagined the great halls of Dawood's palace, not with grandeur and wealth alone, but filled with quiet moments of devotion and sincere contemplation. Each decision he made, each judgment he gave, was guided by the gentle hand of Allah. And Sulayman emphasized how fairness and compassion are treasures far greater than worldly riches. Then came the story of a humble farmer, whose only wealth was his small patch of land and the livestock he tended with care. Despite facing droughts, storms, and scarcity, the farmer never lost hope. Sulayman painted vivid pictures of the dry fields, the soft green shoots pushing through the soil, and the gratitude in the farmer's heart for even the smallest blessings. The children pictured him rising before dawn, tending his animals, and whispering prayers of thanks, learning that perseverance and gratitude transform hardship into serenity. Sulayman's stories flowed seamlessly from one to another, like a slow river meandering through the valleys of time. He recounted the life of a traveler who journeyed across deserts and mountains in search of knowledge, his path illuminated not by lanterns, but by faith. The traveler met wise teachers, shared his learning with the poor, and spread kindness wherever he went. The children imagined themselves following his steps along the sand, feeling the quiet stillness of the desert and the soft warmth of the sun upon their faces. Outside, the village seemed to hold its breath, listening to the rhythm of Suleiman's narration. The night breeze carried the faint scent of jasmine and sandalwood, mixing with the distant murmur of the river. The children's eyes grew heavier with every tale, their minds soothed by the gentle cadence and moral wisdom embedded in each story. Finally, Suleiman spoke of a wise merchant who discovered that true prosperity was measured not in coins or jewels, but in the happiness and well-being of those around him. The children imagined the smiles of villagers, the laughter of children, and the quiet sense of fulfillment that comes from helping others. Slowly, gently, the night enveloped the home in its peaceful embrace, and the stories became the bridge between the children's waking thoughts and the dreams that awaited them, guiding them into a world where faith, patience, and kindness reigned supreme. The night had grown even quieter, the moon now high and casting a serene glow across the village. Suleiman's voice continued like a soft river, guiding the children through tales that had been passed down for generations. Each story was a gentle reminder of patience, faith, and the small acts of kindness that shape a life of virtue. He spoke of Prophet Isa, peace be upon him, whose compassion and wisdom touched everyone he encountered. Suleiman described how Isa healed the sick, comforted the sorrowful, and spoke words that inspired hope even in the hearts of those who had lost everything. The children imagined the gentle waves of the sea, the soft sand beneath their feet, and the calm that followed Isa's words wherever he went. Next, Suleiman shared the story of a young girl named Amina, who lived in a distant village. She was known for her generosity, always offering what little she had to those in need. One harsh winter, when the cold winds blew fiercely across the land, Amina gathered blankets, food, and warm tea for the travelers passing through her village. The children pictured her small home, the flickering lantern light, and the joy she brought to every weary soul who crossed her path. Suleiman paused to let the image settle, emphasizing that even small deeds, when done sincerely, carry the weight of immense reward in the sight of Allah. He then turned to the story of a scholar who journeyed to distant lands in search of knowledge. His nights were spent under candlelight, copying manuscripts and learning languages so that he could share wisdom with his community. The children imagined the scholar traveling through bustling markets, quiet libraries, and serene gardens, his mind alive with curiosity and his heart guided by faith. Suleiman reminded them that the pursuit of knowledge is not just an act of learning, but a path to understanding the world and serving others. Outside, the village seemed suspended in time, the gentle night air carrying the rustle of leaves and the distant murmur of the river. The children's breathing became slow and steady, their minds lulled by the rhythm of Suleiman's words. He spoke of a merchant who, through honesty and kindness, earned the trust of his entire town, teaching that wealth and success are measured not by possessions, but by integrity and the well-being of others. As Suleiman's stories flowed, the children's eyelids grew heavy, their minds drifting toward dreams filled with the lessons of patience, compassion, and devotion. The gentle cadence of his voice blended with the soft night sounds outside, creating an atmosphere where the heart felt at peace and the soul found rest. And so, under the watchful glow of the moon, the stories wove a tapestry of faith and wisdom, preparing the children for sleep, and guiding them into a world of serene dreams. By now, the night had settled completely over the village, and the silver glow of the moon shone softly over every rooftop and courtyard. Suleiman's voice, steady and warm, filled the room, carrying the children further into a world of faith, patience, and gentle reflection. Each story was like a quiet river, flowing slowly, nurturing the seeds of wisdom planted deep in their hearts. He began with the tale of Prophet Nuh, peace be upon him, and the ark that held both faith and salvation. The children imagined the endless rain, the rising waters, and the unwavering trust that Nuh placed in Allah's plan. Suleiman described how every act of obedience, no matter how small, contributed to the protection and survival of countless souls. The children pictured the ark floating calmly amidst the storm, the animals resting peacefully, and the quiet assurance that divine guidance always finds its way. Next, he told the story of a devoted young boy named Harun, who spent his days helping his family and neighbors without complaint. When a drought struck his village, Harun shared every drop of water he had with those in need. The children imagined the dry fields, the sun beating down on parched earth, and Harun's small hands offering relief and hope to weary villagers. Suleiman emphasized that even the smallest acts of selflessness could create ripples of goodness that extend far beyond one's own life. Then came the tale of a wandering scholar who traveled from town to town, teaching children, tending to the sick, and sharing the stories of the prophets with anyone who would listen. The children pictured him walking along dusty roads, carrying books and scrolls, pausing to pray in the quiet corners of each village, and offering words of encouragement to all he met. Suleiman reminded them that knowledge, when combined with humility and compassion, becomes a source of light for the world. Outside, the night was still. The soft chirping of crickets blended with the gentle rustle of trees, forming a natural symphony that complemented Suleiman's words. The children's eyelids drooped, their breathing slowed, and a profound sense of calm filled the room. Finally, Suleiman shared the story of a merchant whose honesty and generosity transformed not only his life, but the lives of everyone around him. Through acts of kindness, fairness, and devotion, he became a beacon of hope and inspiration for his community. The children pictured the smiles of villagers, the laughter of children playing in the streets, and the quiet satisfaction of living a life aligned with faith and virtue. As the night continued to stretch, Suleiman's stories intertwined with the stillness outside, wrapping the children in a cocoon of peace. Each tale became a gentle guide, leading them toward dreams filled with wisdom, compassion, and the serene presence of Allah in every aspect of their lives. The night had deepened further, and the gentle silver glow of the moon now touched every corner of the village. Suleiman's voice continued steadily, carrying the children along a path of quiet reflection and gentle wisdom. Each story was carefully woven, full of lessons about patience, faith, and kindness, yet delivered in a soft, unhurried tone that encouraged calm and restfulness. Suleiman began recounting the life of Prophet Suleiman, peace be upon him, whose wisdom and understanding were unmatched. The children imagined the vast courts of his palace, the serene gardens filled with fragrant flowers, and the harmony between humans, animals, and the natural world that he maintained. Suleiman explained that Suleiman's greatest power lay not in wealth or control, but in his ability to judge with fairness, listen with compassion, and govern with wisdom that honored Allah's guidance. He then shared the story of a simple potter in a distant village, whose hands shaped clay with devotion and care. Though his work seemed ordinary, each pot he molded carried love, patience, and attention to detail. One day, a traveler came to his village, seeking shelter and food, and the potter shared not only his resources, but his time and companionship. The children pictured the traveler resting under the soft shade of a palm tree, sipping water from a clay cup, and feeling comforted by the potter's kindness. Suleiman emphasized that small, sincere acts often hold far greater weight than grand gestures. Next, he narrated the story of a young scholar who journeyed to distant lands in pursuit of knowledge. The scholar spent long nights studying under candlelight, copying manuscripts, and reflecting upon the teachings of the prophets. Suleiman illustrated the scholar's humility, his willingness to learn from anyone, and his dedication to spreading wisdom among the people. The children imagined themselves walking beside him through bustling markets, quiet gardens, and ancient libraries, absorbing not only knowledge but the patience and humility required to wield it responsibly. Outside, the night remained serene. The gentle flow of the river, the whisper of palm fronds, and the soft cooing of distant birds created a natural lullaby that mingled with Suleiman's storytelling. The children's eyelids grew heavier, their breathing deeper, as the rhythm of the stories blended with the calm night air. Finally, Suleiman spoke of a merchant whose honesty and generosity had left a lasting mark on his entire town. Through simple acts of fairness, trustworthiness, and unwavering faith, he earned the respect of his neighbors and the blessings of Allah. The children imagined the smiles of villagers, the laughter of children, and the quiet satisfaction of living a life devoted to goodness and faith. The night enveloped the room completely, and the stories, soft and deliberate, guided the children gently into a world of calm dreams and serene reflection. The night air grew even softer, carrying the scent of jasmine and the distant warmth of lanterns flickering in the quiet streets. Suleiman's voice, calm and measured, continued to weave tales that guided the children gently into a world of patience, faith, and reflection. Each word was chosen to soothe, to encourage contemplation, and to nurture the seeds of virtue in their hearts. He began the story of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, focusing on his early days of patience, humility, and unwavering devotion. The children imagined the soft sands of Mecca, the gentle glow of morning sunlight on the mountains, and the quiet strength of the Prophet's heart as he faced challenges with wisdom and compassion. Suleiman described how every act of kindness, every patient word, and every moment of reflection contributed to the greater good, teaching lessons that would endure for generations. Next, Suleiman spoke of a young girl named Fatima, who lived in a small village at the edge of a forest. Despite having very little, she always offered what she could to those in need: water to the thirsty, food to the hungry, and warmth to the cold. The children pictured her walking barefoot along narrow paths, her hands carrying baskets of bread and cloth, and her heart filled with the joy of giving. Suleiman emphasized that such acts, though small, carried enormous blessings and left an indelible mark on the hearts of others. He then narrated the story of a scholar who traveled from town to town, teaching children and sharing knowledge with anyone willing to listen. The scholar's nights were long, filled with studying, copying manuscripts, and reflecting on the teachings of the prophets. The children imagined themselves walking beside him along quiet paths, observing his patience, humility, and unwavering dedication to spreading wisdom. Suleiman explained that the pursuit of knowledge, when coupled with faith and humility, becomes a sacred act, illuminating the world in subtle yet profound ways. Outside, the village remained peaceful. The soft flow of a distant river, the rustle of palm fronds, and the occasional call of a night bird blended into a lullaby-like rhythm, harmonizing with Suleiman's gentle narration. The children's breathing grew slower, their minds drifting gently toward rest. Finally, Suleiman spoke of a merchant whose honesty, compassion, and generosity transformed his community. By treating others fairly, sharing his blessings, and always trusting in Allah's guidance, he became a source of hope and inspiration for all around him. The children pictured the smiles of villagers, the laughter of children playing in the streets, and the profound peace that comes from living a life rooted in faith, integrity, and kindness. Slowly, the stories wove themselves into the fabric of the night, creating a sanctuary of calm, guiding the children deeper into serene dreams filled with wisdom and tranquility. The night had deepened into a stillness so complete that even the soft rustle of leaves seemed hushed. Suleiman's voice continued, gentle and deliberate, carrying the children further into the world of faith, patience, and quiet reflection. Each story was a soft, flowing current, designed to soothe their minds and prepare their hearts for rest. He began with the tale of Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him, and his unwavering devotion to Allah. Suleiman described Ibrahim's trials, from questioning by his people to the ordeal of the fire, emphasizing his calmness and trust in divine guidance. The children imagined the flames, not as something to fear, but as a testament to the mercy and protection of Allah. Every challenge, Suleiman explained, is a step toward spiritual growth and understanding, and patience in adversity strengthens the soul. Next, Suleiman recounted the story of a humble weaver in a distant town. Though his life was simple, he took great care in his work, weaving cloth with meticulous attention and offering some of his creations to those less fortunate. The children pictured the rhythmic motions of his hands, the soft rustling of the threads, and the quiet joy that accompanied his generosity. Suleiman emphasized that sincerity in small actions carries far-reaching blessings, and that true richness lies in kindness rather than material wealth. He then told the story of a young traveler who wandered across deserts and mountains, seeking knowledge and offering help wherever he went. The children imagined the vast landscapes, the warm sun on their faces, and the relief brought to weary travelers through the scholar's guidance. Suleiman explained how patience, perseverance, and a heart filled with compassion make journeys meaningful, and how every good deed, no matter how small, contributes to a legacy of virtue. Outside, the village remained serene. The soft murmur of a river, the gentle sway of palm fronds, and the distant cry of a night bird blended seamlessly with Suleiman's voice. The children's eyelids grew heavier, and their breathing slowed as the stories continued to ripple gently through their minds. Finally, Suleiman shared the story of a merchant whose honesty, diligence, and generosity brought peace and prosperity to his community. By treating everyone fairly, offering help to the needy, and trusting in Allah's guidance, he became a source of hope and inspiration. The children pictured the smiles of villagers, the laughter of children, and the quiet contentment that comes from a life lived with integrity and devotion. As the night stretched on, the stories intertwined with the stillness outside, creating a cocoon of tranquility. Each tale gently guided the children into dreams filled with patience, faith, and compassion, preparing their hearts and minds for the quiet wisdom of tomorrow. The moon now hung high in the sky, its soft silver glow reflecting gently off the rooftops and streets of the sleeping village. Suleiman's voice remained calm and soothing, like a slow river flowing through the night, carrying the children further into a world of faith, patience, and gentle reflection. Each story was a quiet lesson, woven with care, designed to nurture virtue and tranquility. He began with the tale of Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, and his journey through the wilderness. Suleiman described the vast deserts, the endless stretches of sand, and the challenges Musa faced while guiding his people. The children imagined the scorching sun overhead, the cool shade of hidden palms, and the relief of reaching a place of rest after a long journey. Every trial Musa endured was a reminder that patience, faith, and reliance on Allah bring ultimate guidance and protection. Next, Suleiman told the story of a young girl named Mariam, known for her devotion and compassion. She cared for the sick, comforted the lonely, and shared her simple meals with anyone in need. The children pictured Mariam walking quietly through her village, her gentle hands offering comfort, her kind words lifting spirits, and her heart filled with the joy of serving Allah through her actions. Suleiman emphasized that even small deeds, performed with sincerity, hold immense value and create lasting blessings. He then narrated the story of a scholar who traveled across lands, carrying books and manuscripts, seeking knowledge, and teaching those he met along the way. The children imagined dusty roads, quiet libraries, and peaceful gardens where the scholar shared wisdom with patience and humility. Suleiman explained that the pursuit of knowledge, coupled with faith and humility, is a path that illuminates both the heart and mind, spreading light wherever it reaches. Outside, the village was still and peaceful. The soft sound of the river, the occasional rustle of leaves, and the distant call of a night bird blended seamlessly with Suleiman's voice, forming a gentle lullaby. The children's eyelids grew heavier, their breathing slower, and their hearts more serene. Finally, Suleiman shared the story of a merchant whose honesty, integrity, and generosity brought prosperity and harmony to his community. By treating all people fairly, sharing his wealth with those in need, and placing trust in Allah, he became a beacon of hope. The children imagined smiling villagers, children playing joyfully in the streets, and the profound satisfaction of living a life rooted in faith, kindness, and virtue. As the night stretched on, each story intertwined with the tranquility outside, guiding the children gently toward dreams filled with patience, devotion, and serenity. The quiet lessons of faith, compassion, and wisdom settled softly into their hearts, preparing them for a world of peaceful understanding and gentle reflection. The night had settled into a deep, serene stillness. The silver glow of the moon washed gently over the rooftops, and the quiet village seemed wrapped in a blanket of calm. Suleiman's voice continued softly, carrying the children through tales of faith, patience, and gentle wisdom, each story a quiet bridge leading them closer to peaceful dreams. He began the tale of Prophet Yunus once more, highlighting the lessons of hope and trust. Suleiman described the vastness of the ocean, the solitude inside the whale, and the unwavering faith that sustained Yunus even in the darkest of moments. The children imagined the gentle sway of the waters, the quiet patience, and the deep reassurance that comes from trusting Allah's plan. Every challenge, Suleiman explained, is a step toward spiritual growth and inner strength. Next, he recounted the story of a humble baker named Rahim, who woke before dawn each day to prepare bread for the village. Despite having very little himself, he shared freely, offering warmth and sustenance to travelers, the poor, and neighbors alike. The children pictured the soft golden light spilling from Rahim's bakery, the aroma of fresh bread filling the streets, and the smiles of villagers who felt the quiet blessings of generosity. Suleiman emphasized that simple acts, performed with sincerity, create ripples of goodness that extend far beyond what the eye can see. He then narrated the journey of a scholar who traveled through cities and deserts, seeking knowledge and sharing it with anyone willing to listen. The children imagined the scholar walking along dusty roads, pausing to pray in quiet corners, and offering guidance to those in need. Suleiman explained that knowledge, when combined with patience, humility, and compassion, becomes a source of light in the world, guiding others toward understanding, wisdom, and faith. Outside, the night remained still. The gentle murmur of a distant river, the soft rustle of palm fronds, and the occasional call of a night bird created a symphony of quietude, perfectly harmonizing with Suleiman's narration. The children's breathing grew slower, their eyelids heavier, and their hearts filled with calm. Finally, Suleiman told the story of a merchant whose honesty, generosity, and trust in Allah transformed his life and community. By treating others fairly, offering help selflessly, and placing faith in divine guidance, he became a source of hope and inspiration. The children imagined smiling villagers, the laughter of children playing in the streets, and the serene satisfaction that comes from living a life rooted in virtue, integrity, and faith. As the night continued, Suleiman's stories wove a cocoon of tranquility around the children. Each tale, slow and deliberate, guided their minds gently toward restful dreams, instilling lessons of patience, kindness. The first light of dawn began to shimmer gently over the horizon, painting the sky with soft shades of pink and gold. The village, still wrapped in the quiet remnants of night, seemed to hold its breath as Suleiman prepared to conclude his tales. The children, now comfortably settled under warm blankets, had listened to hours of stories, their minds wandering through deserts, palaces, markets, and distant lands, all guided by faith, patience, and compassion. Suleiman spoke softly, his voice like a gentle wind through the trees. He recounted the final lessons from the prophets, emphasizing that life is a journey of trials, understanding, and kindness. Each story, whether of a prophet, a humble villager, a devoted scholar, or a generous merchant, was a reflection of how faith, integrity, and patience illuminate even the darkest moments. The children imagined the lives they had glimpsed, lives filled not with material wealth alone, but with purpose, devotion, and love for Allah and His creation. He reminded them of the importance of small deeds, explaining that even a single act of kindness can ripple through the world, touching hearts far beyond their own. The children pictured Amina, Mariam, Rahim, and the other characters they had met along the way, smiling gently as their deeds brightened the lives of those around them. Suleiman's words wove these images together, creating a tapestry of calm, reflection, and spiritual wisdom. The sounds of the village mingled with the stories, the river's soft murmur, the rustle of palm leaves, and the distant call of a morning bird. Suleiman's voice seemed to merge with these natural rhythms, making the children feel as if they were part of the world they had been imagining. He spoke of hope, patience, compassion, and the trust that faith in Allah brings, guiding the children's hearts gently toward rest. As the sun rose higher, casting a warm glow over the rooftops, the children drifted into a peaceful sleep. Each story, each lesson, had settled into their hearts like seeds, ready to grow into wisdom, kindness, and devotion in their daily lives. Suleiman watched over them, a quiet smile on his face, knowing that the tales of patience, faith, and compassion would remain with them, guiding their dreams and shaping their future. And so, under the gentle light of dawn, the stories came to their serene conclusion. The village awoke slowly, carrying the calm and wisdom of the night forward, while the children slept peacefully, cradled in the lessons of the past, and inspired to live lives filled with virtue, faith, and quiet strength.